Today we are going to learn about the sectional formula. This is the second topic of our coordinate geometry. In our previous lecture, we have already finished distance formula and its application. The next topic called sectional formula. The term sectional formula consists of two things. One is called sectional, another one is formula. Sectional means it is related to the part. So the term section simply means consists of part. To write this, let us consider AB is a line segment and P is any point on this line segment AB such that the ratio APH to PB is denoted at MH to N. Keep in mind, students, for writing this or for applying this formula, this A, P and B, they are on same line. First thing. The next one is the ratio APH to PB. This length is taken as MS to N. We are interested in taking the ratio of the length. Also, this P is in between A and B. Then, knowing the coordinates of this A, this B, and this ratio MH to N, keep in mind, M is toward A, N is the length toward B. This MS to N is our APH to PB. Then the coordinate of P can be determined by this formula. Means then the coordinate of P can be determined by knowing the coordinate of A, B and the ratio of their sections or the parts. Students, here this AP is one section, PB is other section. That's why this formula is called as sectional formula. So the coordinate of P is related to coordinate of A, coordinate of B and the ratio by this formula. Students, the X, which is the coordinate of the point P, which is in between A and B, is given by mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. But no need to mug up. Very easy to remember. How this coordinate is written? Students, for writing the coordinate of this point P, let us consider the x coordinate. This x coordinate is related to x coordinate of A, x coordinate of B and the ratio MS to N. First thing we have to keep in mind. Then what is the relation? Students, for getting this x, so x is equals to, you must take one of the ratio. Student, you may start with this m or n. Let us start with m. So write this as m, then this m is on the left hand side of this P. Keep in mind, it is the ratio MS to N. So M is toward or M is corresponding to AP. So take this M, go on the other side. Means M x2 plus, then take this N and go on the opposite side or other side. This is the way. So it becomes m x2 plus n x1 whole divided by m plus n. So this way the x coordinate of P we have written. Similarly, the y can be determined by considering the y coordinate of A, B and the ratio MS to N. Students, for getting this y, again the same line or the same thing is okay. means this y will be given by, start with this m. So m is on the left hand side, we need to go on right hand side, but this is relating the y, so y2. So it will be m y2 plus, then take this n, come on this first side, we are writing the y coordinate, so n y1 whole divided by this m plus n. So very easy to write, nothing to mug up, just we have to keep in mind we are going for the further points. Means if ms to n we are considering, m is on the first side, then go for the second side. Students, you may start with n, still we need to go for this a side, n x1 plus m x2, means this term just we may write first, denominator remains m plus n. So students, the formula that relating the segment or the section of a line segment with the coordinate of the 2 points and knowing the ratio of these line segments or ratio of the section length. So this formula is called as sectional formula. Students, here we have to keep in mind few things. Means what is the limitation or what is the importance of this sectional formula? Students, keep in mind this point A, P, B must be collinear. Means they must lies on same straight line. That's why it is called as sectional formula, as the name itself indicates. Students, if this is point A, this is point B, then P is any point, this is the one segment, this is the other segment. So this is segment 1, this is segment 2. Students, if we are taking this line like this, students, if we are taking this A and B like this, and we are taking the point P here, then this P is not forming any segment of AB. So no question of sectional formula at that time. Keep in mind. So that's why this P must be on this line AB. Students, here the point P or the segment form is between this A and B. Means the AB is divided internally. Means in between this A and B, the point P is taken so that the two segments were formed. This and this have the length ms to n we have taken. Okay, student. That's why this formula is also called as internal division. Students, in higher standard, you will learn that even if we consider a point A and B here, and if we are taking a point P, consider this is the point P. Students, in this case, we need to know this much length. This is M and this PB is N. When this P is outside AB, but it is on the same line, means still ABP is collinear, then the coordinate of this XY, means coordinate of P as XY, can be determined in the term of coordinate of this A, which is X1, Y1, and B, which is X2, Y2. Means what? Students, if we are taking the P outside AB, then this formula gets changed slightly, and it is not in your syllabus. At that time, this X is given by M. Keep in mind, it is M which is touching P and A. So considering this M, we need to multiply that coordinate which is not touching this A and P, means which is not touching this M. It is X2. But since this P is outside, so now we need to take the negative sign. That's only the difference. N X1, then M minus N. And Y is calculated similarly by my2 minus ny1 divided by m minus n. So in this case, this is called as external division. Students, I have explained this just to keep you in mind that in place of plus, if you are considering the minus sign, then you will get the wrong result at your standard. Students, to understand how this sectional formula is applied, let us take one question. This is the question of your textbook, exercise 7.2, question number 1. Students, the question is like this. Find the coordinate of the point which divides the join of -17 and 4 minus 3 in the ratio of 2:3. The very first thing, we need to draw the rough diagram. Whatever these 2 points, it is given here, students. So take it. Let us consider this point or this coordinate as A, -1, 7. The other coordinate means this point as B, 4, minus 3. Now, it is given that we have to find the coordinate of that point which is dividing this line segment AB in the ratio of 2:3. Means we want to get the coordinate of this point. Coordinate of this point means Pxy that we want to calculate. So what is the value of x here? What is the value of y that we want to know here? Students, here it is given that this ratio is 2:3. Keep in mind what is given here. A is given -17, B is given 4 minus 3, and this ratio signifies that the point P in between AB that we want to know. So that AP, because the first one we are always taking with the first coordinate. So it is our AP is to PB. This ratio is 2:3. Students, keep in mind, it is the ratio given which is 2:3. Means what? Student, it may be possible that AP could be 2, then PB could be 3. Students, it may be possible that AP could be 4 and then PB could be 6. So that still your AP H2 PB, which is our 4/6, on cancelling you will get 2/3. So keep in mind, it is the ratio which is important. It is not the actual length. Actual length may be anything. It may be possible that AP could be 12 and PB could be 18. Still the ratio AP is to PB 12/18, 2/3. So this ratio given, we are denoting it by m/n. Keep in mind, m is commonly taken from the first vertex or first coordinate, n is from the second coordinate. So student, this actual length may be anything in multiple of this 2, and the n can be anything in the same multiple of this 3. Okay, student. So this actual length is not important for us. Students, first we write the formula. So by sectional formula, student, just write the sectional formula. The x coordinate of this P is given by mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, and y is given by my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. Student, this is the formula just we have written, but nothing to mug up, nothing to substitute in this formula. Just by watching this and understanding how we are substituting, you can write it quickly. Students, what is this? This is the ratio of ms to n. Means whatever earlier we had written, This is our ms to n. And what is this? This is our like x1, y1, and this b is like our x2, y2. Okay. This is the exact mapping of whatever we have written for the formula. Student, but for calculating the x, we want to get the value of this x. So how is this x can be calculated? Keep in mind this x coordinate of p that we want to know. For this x coordinate, we have to correlate the first x coordinate and the second one x coordinate. Means x1, x2, and this ms to n. Students, then for getting this x, you always start with one of the ratio. Say 2. We are going to start with this 2. 2 is on this side touching this p and a. So we need to go on other side which is not touching this p and a. So this x is calculated by taking this 2 into 4. Means for this ratio, it is the first part. So go on the second side coordinate. That is the only way or the easiest way of writing. Student, so x will be equal to 2 into 4. So write this 2 into 4 plus. Then take the other ratio. It is our 3. 3 have to multiply on the opposite side, but keep in mind we are going to write this x, so we shall take this x of a. So plus, what is this ratio is our 3. So take this as 3 into the x coordinate of this a is -1. So sign are very important. Divided by add this 2. Means 2 plus 3. That's all. This will give you the value of a. So rather than substituting this, just by observing or from this rough diagram, quickly we can substitute or we can write in the formula form very easily and save the time. So that's why 2 multiplied by 4 plus 3 multiplied by -1 divided by 2 plus 3. Okay. Just go for simplify. 4 2s are 8 minus, this is 3 into -1 is -3 divided by 3 plus 2 is our 5. So it is our 5 by 5. So this value is 1. Keep in mind, this is the x coordinate that we have calculated as 1. That is the x coordinate. Again, keep in mind of this point P. But we need to calculate the y coordinate also. Students, for calculating the y coordinate, let us take this y. Students, what is the y? For this y, we are going to take. This is relating the y coordinate of this first point A and y coordinate of the second point B. Again, the ratio remains as it is. How this is going to move? Students, so this y can be written with, start with this 2, take the y coordinate of this B. So it is 2 into the y coordinate of B. It is our -3 plus, take the second part of this ratio, it is 3 into the y coordinate of this A. So it will be 3 into 7 divided by, add the 2, means 2 plus 3. That's all. So this is how we are writing the x coordinate and y coordinate for this unknown point. Students, just go for simplifying this. We are getting that 2 3s are -6 plus 7 3s are 21 divided by 5. It becomes 15 by 5. It is 3. What we have obtained is the value of y. It is our 3. This way, the coordinate will be what? The x we have to write first and this y we have to write the next. Therefore, the coordinate of required point means the point which is dividing this in the ratio of 2:3 is collected 1, and this is our 3. This is the answer. Okay, student. So this way we have understood how this sectional formula is applied. Let us consider the derivation of this sectional formula. Student, in our coordinate geometry, we are always considering the 2 points in our coordinate system. Let us consider our coordinate system be x dash, which is the horizontal axis or x-axis, and y dash, called y-axis, and their intersection as the origin. Sectional formula is applicable for 2 points, and the third point is dividing the line segment joining the 2 points. So students, let us consider our first point is P x1 y1. The other or the second point as Q, or let me name this as the AB. Students, let us consider the 2 point A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 in this coordinate system. So the line joining this A and B, or the line segment joining A and B, is this one. Now, if we consider a point P, which is dividing this line segment AB in the ratio of ms to m. Means this is the point P, which is dividing, means which is on this line segment such that AP H to PB is our ms to m. This is the ratio. Students, then we want to know what is the x and y coordinate of this. Let us consider this point P have x and y coordinate as P, x, y. So this x, y we want to know. Students, how we can get this x, y in term of x1, y1, x2, y2, m and n? In coordinate system, what is the significance of these things? Let us first draw it. Students, if I am saying A x1, y1, it simply means whatever this length, it is our x1, and whatever this length, it is our y1. Similarly, for the point B, drawing the perpendicular on horizontal axis, this length, it is our x2, and whatever this length, it is our y2. Yeah, students, it is this one. Students, the coordinate of P that we want to know, we have assumed this as xy. So if we are drawing it perpendicular from here, then this x signifies this much length. Starting from here to here, it is our x. Student, this much length starting from origin to this much, which is the perpendicular on x-axis, is x. Similarly, for the y is our this much length. Students, if we are considering this much length, it is our y. Now we want to correlate all these things. If we draw a triangle, or if we draw the perpendicular from this point over this, consider this, and another means we have drawn this perpendicular, and another perpendicular from the point this P over this line. Let us consider this is the other perpendicular. Students, from this figure, means which figure? This A, the perpendicular drawn here on this line to this, and then coming back to this. it is one of the triangle form. Similarly, if we are watching for the other part, means from this point P to this one, then to this B and D. This is the other triangle. And in these two triangles, we are getting that these angles are 90 degree. This is parallel to this, so this angle become equal to this angle. Means angle at P on this side of triangle is equals to angle at A. The third angle will also be equal. These two triangles are similar. So when the two triangles are similar, then their sides are in the same ratios or their sides are proportional. So whatever the ratio AP is to PB, that can be written as this much length divided by this much length, or whatever this much length divided by this much length. So let us name it. Let us consider this point as R and this point as S. Students, we have to correlate this M, which is AP, and this N, which is PB. But this AP and PB can be correlated with this AR and PS. Student, so what is this AR? How we can calculate? Let us take the help of their X coordinate. Up to this much length, it is X, but up to this much length, it is X1. Therefore, we can get this much length, means this AR as how much? This is complete X, and this is our X1. Keep in mind, this much length is our X, this much. And for this A, X1. So this length will be our X minus X1. Similarly, the other length means from this P to S. Student, this point is P. Okay, now this is the point P, which is our X and Y that we want to know. Here, this PS can be determined. Keep in mind, this much length is our X2, but this is our X. So it will be given by X2 minus X. Similarly, this side length, the other side length can be determined. A student, keep in mind, this much length, P to this is Y, and this smaller one is Y1. So this part, this much part we are interested to know only. Keep in mind, a student, from here to here, this much part is given by this is Y and Y1. So Y minus Y. Similarly, considering the other, this B to S, this much part just we want to know. This bigger one is Y2 and this smaller is our Y. So it can be, or it will be Y2 minus Y. Okay. This way we have represented everything. Now we can write here, we have the two triangles which are formed. They are the triangle, keep in mind, we are talking for triangle ARP. And this is similar to, similar means the same shape. Size may be different. To PSB, triangle PSB. And we have a dedicated chapter related to the properties of similar triangle, in which the very first thing is, if the two triangles are similar, their sides are proportional, or the ratio of corresponding side must be same. Like here, these two triangles are similar in shape. By considering their corresponding angle, they are equal. The side length will be, or the ratio of side length will be same. Means for this triangle, if we are considering this AP is to PB, we can write AP is to PB, means we have taken the hypotenuse, ratio of hypotenuse. This will be same as the ratio of their bases, AR H2 PS. AR H2 PS, and this is also equals to ratio of their perpendicular, means PR divided by BS. It is this one. Now, this is the property of similar triangle we have used, but this can be substituted in the term of coordinates and this ratio. So this APS to PB is our MS to N, which is the requirement for the sectional formula, and AR is our X minus X1 divided by PS is our X2 minus X. This is equals to perpendicular. PR is our Y minus Y1 divided by BS is our Y2 minus Y. Students, we have learned in earlier chapter, these two equal signs means we have the three ratios, and from these three ratios we can get two equations. So for that, just equating this first and second, we can get the value of X. Equating first and third, we can get the value of Y, which is unknown. Students, so just take from 1 and 2, we have M by N is equals to X minus X1 divided by X2 minus X. From this X can be calculated. Go for their cross multiplication. Mx2 minus X is equals to Nx minus X1. Students, what we have done? We have done the cross multiplication. This is multiplied to this, N is multiplied to this side. Students, open this. It is like Mx2 minus Mx is equals to Nx minus Nx1. Now we can bring all this X on the same side and Y on the same side. We are free to bring this X. So minus of Mx, X is here, X is here. We want to calculate the X, so X we are collecting on one side. This will come on this side, minus of Nx is equals to minus of Nx1. This will come on this side, it become minus of Mx2. A student, everywhere there is minus, so minus can be taken common and that can be cancelled. But in this, on the left hand side, X and X is common. So we can take X outside, or rather minus X outside, and this M plus N will remain inside. Here only minus is common, that can be taken out. Nx1 plus Mx2. A student, this minus can be left, and this X can be now written as Nx1 plus Mx2 divided by M plus N or N plus N. Just for writing in symmetrical fashion, we are writing this X2 term first because both are in addition. So it is our Mx2 plus Nx1 divided by M plus N. So this is how the X coordinate of this sectional point P we have determined by considering the first two ratios. Similarly, from first and third, student, our first is M by N is equals to, the third one is Y minus Y1 divided by Y2 minus Y. This one. So we need to just find this. So let us quickly multiply this. It becomes M Y2 minus M Y is equals to N Y minus N Y1. Cross multiplication I have done. Collect this Y on the same side and take Y common. So Y M plus N, even negative sign will be there. will be equal to minus, this will also minus, take minus outside, ny1 plus my2. Students, from here directly y can be written as, this minus will get cancelled. This my2, which appear as symmetrical, should be written first, plus ny1, since it is the plus sign, so no matter or doesn't matter whether which term you are writing first, divided by m plus n. We are writing, to just remember it, in denominator it is starting with m plus n, so my2 plus ny1. Okay, it is the y coordinate. This way the x coordinate and y coordinate is determined. So again, recall that. How is this, or what we have to keep in mind, students? If we are given with the 2 points, let us consider this as a x1 y1 and b x2 y2, and there is any point in between this a and b. Let us consider this as the p. The point p is dividing this ab, starting from a, in the ratio of ms to n. Then coordinate of this point p is given by this formula, and y coordinate is given by this formula. So this p, for this p, their x coordinate is obtained by, for x coordinate of this p, keep in mind we have to start with this ratio which is toward this a, we have to go on the other side. So their x coordinate is given by m x2 plus n. Start with this side, go on this side, we need to go. So plus n x1 divided by m plus n. This will be the x coordinate of p, and their y coordinate similarly calculated by replacing x1 by y1 and x2 by y2. Or again, from this diagram we can write the y coordinate, start with this m, go for the y coordinate on the second side y2, then the ratio this side it will go for the y1 plus n y1 divided by m plus n. So denominator remains the same. This way the coordinate of point p is calculated. Okay, student? The same thing we had done earlier, and even we had solved one question. Now let us go for the application of this sectional formula. So the very first application is the midpoint, or this midpoint is what? Bisecting point. Students, how is our midpoint? If we are considering a line segment A with coordinate x1 y1 and the other end B with coordinate x2 y2, then if we are taking a point in between AB which is equidistant from A and B, but it must be on the same line, means that should be in the exact middle. Means this point P, this is in middle. So this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Means this is bisecting AB in two equal parts. This implies this AP will be equal to PB. Means it is dividing into two equal parts. That's why it is also called as the bisecting. Bisecting means, bi means it is the two. So it is two, secting means sections. This way, if we consider the bisecting point or midpoint, that will divide this AB in two equal parts such that AP is to PB will be 1:1. Means what? Students, here this P is the midpoint. So AP is equals to PB, or P is the bisecting point. So AP equals to PB. Bring this PB below this, AP by PB it will be remain as 1 here. So in ratio form, what is the numerator? 1. In denominator, it is 1. So our mH to n means m by n is what? mH to n is 1:1. What is this one? So this is the meaning of bisecting. Similarly, we will see for the trisecting. Okay. So knowing this ratio, if P is the midpoint or bisecting point, it means we are known with this point. So the term bisecting or midpoint itself indicates that we are knowing this ratio. Means it is our 1:1. So what is the coordinate of this? Students, if we consider the coordinate as xy, then how is this? So this x can be written very easily. Therefore, coordinate of midpoint or bisecting point mean the same thing. R. How is this? So x is calculated. How I will calculate this x? Student, for this x, just understand this. Take this one, multiply with this side. So 1 multiplied with x2. Okay? Plus, take this one, which is on the right hand side, multiply with this side. So 1 into x1. What is the ratio? It is our 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1. How is this? 1 multiplied by x2 remain x2. 1 multiplied by x1 remain x1. And denominator 1 is 2. For the simplicity, we may write x1 first. So it is our x1 plus x2 by 2. Okay, student? So this way, the x coordinate of this P is calculated. So let us write that. So this x is calculated as 1 into x2 plus again this one into x1 divided by 1 plus 1. This is same as x1 plus x2 by 2. Students, similarly the y can be calculated. How will be the y? Writing y is even more or even equally easy. So this y will be given by, we are considering this y, start with this 1, multiply with this y. So 1 into y2 plus the second ratio or second part of the ratio, multiply with this y1, 1 into y1 divided by, add these two ratios, 1 plus 1. It is also our y2 plus y1 by 2 or y1 plus y2 by 2. Students, let us rewrite it. So the y is calculated by 1 into y2 plus 1 into y1 divided by 1 plus 1. It is our y1 plus y2 by 2. Students, rather than doing this calculation and understanding this again and again, we are writing this as the formula. Students, therefore, the coordinate of the midpoint of A and B, all right, therefore, coordinate of the midpoint of A, which is our x1, y1, and B, which is x2, y2, is how much? How they are obtained? Just add their x coordinate, divide it by 2. Is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. And their y coordinate, add their y coordinate, divide it by 2. So y1 plus y2 by 2. It is this. So this is the first one or first application, which is very important. Let us take this question. We have to find the midpoint of the point A and the B. A is -3, 5, and B is 13, 0. For solving this, let us draw the rough diagram. That is very helpful in understanding and writing the formula or apply the formula without mistake. So do not forget to draw the rough diagram. Students, Let us consider this point as A, minus 3, 5, and this point as B, 13, 0. Students, we want to know the midpoint of this P. What is the coordinate? Students, the coordinate of P, coordinate of midpoint is given by how? X1 plus x2 by 2 as the x coordinate of the midpoint, and y1 plus y2 by 2 as the y coordinate. These two are separated by comma. Do not forget. Therefore, how is this P? P can be obtained by considering this x1 as the minus 3, their x coordinate, plus the x coordinate of B plus 13 divided by 2, comma, the y coordinate, take the y coordinate, it is above 5 for the first point, and it is 0 by 2. So sign are very important if it is. So this is equals to P, it becomes 10 by 2, and it becomes 5 by 2. So we can write this is our P, 5, comma, 5 by 2. This is the required answer. Let us consider a question of 2012. If the coordinate of one end of diameter of a circle is 2, 3, and coordinate of the center are -2, 5, then the coordinate of the other end of this diameter. So first draw the rough diagram. So for this circle, a diameter is given. Let us consider this diameter as the AB, and we are knowing that the center is the midpoint of this AB. It is given that the end of the diameter or one end of the diameter, the coordinate of A is 2, 3. The coordinate of center is -2, 5. What is the coordinate of this other end? Let us consider this as xy. Okay, student? Then, how is that? Since center, we are knowing that center C lies in middle of diameter, or simply C is midpoint of AB. The coordinate of A we may write as 2, 3, and B that we want to calculate, and we have taken that as x and y. Students, therefore, what we can write? Applying the midpoint. Students, if we are considering the coordinate of A as 2, 3 and B as xy, then applying the midpoint or midpoint formula, the midpoint of A and B is calculated by 2, the x coordinate of A and x coordinate of B plus x divided by 2, comma, the y coordinate of C will be given by the sum of y coordinate of A plus sum of y coordinate of B by 2. So applying the formula, the midpoint or the coordinate of C is given by 2 plus x by 2 and 3 plus y by 2. But here it is given that this x coordinate is same as this -2, and this y coordinate is same as this 5. So we can equate them. So simple. Therefore, we can write by midpoint, means C is the midpoint. Therefore, directly we can write the sum of the x coordinate like 2 plus the x coordinate of B that we have assumed as x by 2 will be equal to x coordinate of C -2, and the y coordinate 3 plus this y divided by 2 is equals to midpoint of AB it is above 5. From these two equations, we have to find the x and y. This implies 2 plus x is equals to 2 into minus 2 become minus 4. This implies x is equals to minus 4 minus 2. So x is minus 6. And the y, so 3 plus y is equals to 2 into 5. So y is given by 5 to the 10 minus 3. So y is equals to 7. Students, therefore, what is this x and y? It is the coordinate of the other end of diameter. That's all. Therefore, coordinate of other end of diameter is, collect this x and y, minus 6 comma 7. That's all. Let us consider the question asked in 2012. If A13, B minus 1, 2, C 2, 5 and D x4 are the vertices of a parallelogram ABCD, then the value of x. Students, let us consider the coordinate of A13, the B minus 1, 2, the C 2, 5 and the D x4. And we have to find the value of x here. See, here it is given that ABCD is a parallelogram. It is important. While ABCD is a parallelogram, we have learned the various properties that the opposite pair of sides for a parallelogram are equal. Therefore, we can equate this AB equals to CD, and one of the equation will form. And just from that equation, the x can be determined. Or even this AD equals to BC, from that also the x can be determined. That could be the one method. A student, even the more simpler method can be applied by knowing the other property of a parallelogram, that the diagonal of a parallelogram bisect each other. Means if we are considering the P as the point of intersection of two diagonal, then this P will be midpoint of diagonal AC and will also be the midpoint of diagonal BD. By applying that property, this x and y can be determined very easily. Student, let us consider this midpoint. That will come something that we want to know. So considering the bisection of diagonal or the diagonal of parallelogram bisect each other, this can be determined very easily. So let us apply that method first. The method number 1, what is that? Diagonal of a parallelogram bisects each other. Diagonal bisects each other means the midpoint of the segment AC will be same as, what is our A? A is 1, 3 and C 2, 5. So the midpoint of this AC will be same as or identical to the midpoint. Since it is identical, we are drawing the 3 line, or we may put the equal also. This will be same as the midpoint of the other diagonal BD. B minus 1, 2 and D x4. Now calculate the midpoint of this AC and midpoint of BD, equate them, the simple equation can be obtained. So this implies, student, the midpoint of A and C can be calculated just by adding their x coordinate, dividing it by 2. Means 1 plus this 2 divided by 2, this will be the x coordinate, and y coordinate of this AC will obtained by adding their y coordinate, dividing it by 2. So 3 plus 5 by 2. So this is the midpoint or coordinate of midpoint of AC, which is the P. Okay, but the same coordinate or the same thing we can also obtain by this B and D. So from B and D, it will be the x coordinate, adding these two means it will be -1 plus x divided by 2, comma, this y coordinate 2 and this 4, 2 plus 4 by 2. Students, means what these are? These two are the coordinate of this point P. Since P is the single point or they are coinciding, therefore these ordered pair can be equated. It is ordered pair means what? This first part of this pair can be equated with the first part, their x coordinate, and the second part can be equated with their second part, their y coordinate. So from this single equation, we will get the two equations. That's must verify. Students, this way the two unknown can be calculated. Though here only one is asked, you can see this. Therefore, this 1 plus 2 by 2, whatever this x coordinate, that can be equated with -1 plus x by 2. We need to solve this first. Student, these two can be cancelled by the cross multiplication. Numerator become 3 and this side -1 plus x. So students, bring this on this side. 3 plus 1, 4 is equals to x, or the x value is 4. It's so simple. That's why it was asked as MCQs, but students are not understanding this shortcut or this trick or this concept that they shall use. They are going for equating their side length. That we will do in method 2. That will give you a bigger result, okay? Or that will consume more time. Students, this way we have find this x by equating their x coordinate. Student, their y coordinates should also coincide. That can be verified here. If they are not coinciding, then either the question is wrong or some error is there. Let us verify that whether this 3 plus 5 by 2 is equals to 2 plus 4 by 2 or not. Students, observing this, in fact, in this question, there is some minor error. Or students, equating this, even we can cancel it. It is going to be 8 equals to 6. Student, in fact, जिन्होंने भी ये क्वेश्चन बनाया है उन्होंने ये चीजों पे ध्यान रखा ही नहीं, अदरवाइज ये भी पॉइंट मैच करना है. ओके नो, though it was asked in MCQs and perhaps the option 4 is there and it might be matching, so B was correct. If we consider the second method by using the property that the side length or the opposite side length of parallelogram are equal, that we can also use. If we are using this property, it means this AB will be equal to CD. This implies we may use AB is equals to CD, or even we can also use this AD is equals to BC. AD is equals to BC. We are free to use any of them. Let us consider AB. How this AB and CD is calculated? By using the distance formula. We are going to use the distance formula for AB. How is this? 1 minus of -1, their square means 2 square, then 3 minus of 2, their square. It will be under root 1 minus of -1 means it become +1, their square, plus their y coordinate. Student, we can see 3 minus 2, their square. X minus 2 square plus 4 minus 5 square. Student, for solving this, the squaring both sides. देखिए फर्स्ट मेथड में कितना शॉर्ट में हम आंसर निकालते हैं, बट सेकंड मेथड में आप देखिए यदि आप साइड्स इक्वल करते हैं, you will get the quadratic equation, you will get the two values. Then you have to verify whether both of these are possible or only one of these are possible. How to verify? Again by adding them or considering their side length. This we have calculated from this side. The same value of x we need to calculate from this side also. Students, let us calculate. Students, from this we are getting that x can we bring this on this side, so 1 plus minus under root 90. यहां से देखिए x एक जस्ट सिंपल रियल नंबर या इससे मैचिंग नहीं मिल रहा है, जबकि x का वैल्यू हम इस साइड को लेके कैलकुलेट करें और इस साइड को लेके कैलकुलेट करें, मींस द पेयर ऑफ साइड इक्वेटिंग देम, either this pair of side or this pair of side, that should be same. Okay ना स्टूडेंट? तो इसीलिए ये भी अपने को एक ना एक इससे मैच करना चाहिए, दूसरा नहीं मैच करेगा. ओके, then that will be the correct. But here there is error in the question, जो कि हमने इस सेकेंड मेथड से भी वेरीफाई की. Let us consider the question asked in 2010. If A, B, C are the three vertices of a parallelogram ABCD, find the coordinate of the fourth vertex. Very simple. Draw the rough diagram. Students, we are given with a parallelogram, and in this parallelogram their three vertices are known. Let us take these three vertices as A, 1, 2, B as 4, 3, C as 6, 6, and D. What is the coordinate of this vertex D? That we want to know. Let us consider the coordinate of this vertex D be xy. So, right, let the fourth vertex be xy. This x and y we want to calculate. So we have to find the value of x and value of y. The two things we need to find. Students, what we have to use here, ABCD is a parallelogram. So we can use the property of parallelogram in coordinate geometry to find this x and y. A student, ABCD is a parallelogram. We may use the pair of opposite side are equal, like AB is equals to CD and AD is equals to BD, or even the simplest one is use the concept that diagonal of parallelogram bisect each other. Means whatever the point P where these diagonal are intersecting, this P will be the midpoint of A and C, and the same will also be the midpoint of this B and D. So this point must get coincide. So that property, that is more useful. So right here, student, since ABCD is a parallelogram, this implies we can write the midpoint of diagonal AC is same as or identical to or coinciding with the midpoint of the other diagonal. Other diagonal is our BD, 4, 3, and D is the x and y that we want to calculate. This implies calculate the midpoint of AC by using the midpoint formula. Students, so the midpoint of AC is given by, write in the coordinate form, the addition of x by 2 means 1 plus 6 by 2, and y coordinate, addition of their y coordinate by 2. Y plus 6 by 2 is equals to the midpoint of BD is our 4 plus, for D we have considered the unknown vertex as x by 2, and this as y plus 3 or 3 plus y by 2. Students, just we have to equate. Since this is the ordered pair, their x can be equated, another time their y can be equated. So from this, we are getting the two equations. So equating their x coordinate, 1 plus 6 by 2. Even a student, we may simplify it one step ahead, then we may equate, or you may directly equate it here because 2 will get cancelled. That will be the helpful or rather lesser calculation. Therefore, 1 plus 6 by 2 is equals to 4 plus x by 2. Their x coordinate we have equated. Other time, we have for their y coordinate means 2 plus 6 by 2 of this y coordinate of this means it is equals to 3 plus y by 2. Student, from this we have to find the x and y. These two getting cancelled. 1 plus 6 is our 7 is equals to 4 plus x. Bring this 4 on left hand side. 7 minus 4, it is our directly 3 that we can write. And from here, this 2 will get cancelled. So it becomes 8 is equals to 3 plus y. So y is 8 minus 3, the 5 that we have calculated. Therefore, the coordinate of the fourth vertex D is our 3, 5. This is the required answer. The method 2, since it is a parallelogram, therefore their opposite sides are equal, means AB will be equals to CD and the other pair AD is equals to BC. Use the distance formula, under root of AB. What is this? A 1 minus 4 their square plus 3 minus 2 their square. So students, it is like our 1 minus 4 square plus 2 minus 3 their square. X coordinate and y coordinate of A and B are considered here. For CD, students, mark it x minus 6, y minus 6 that we need to take. X minus 6 square plus y minus 6 square. It will be one equation and the other one is AD and BC. AD is 1 minus x square and 2 minus y square, or x minus 1 square and y minus 2 square. We can write under root of x minus 1 square plus y minus 2 square is equals to the square root of this B and C. So it is our 5, or we may take 6 minus 4 and 6 minus 3. So it is our 6 minus 4 square plus 6 minus 3 square. Student, these are the two equations that we want to solve. Not very difficult, but you should be patient. That's why I had told you the first method is more appropriate. Okay, students? So, student, what we have? We have the two equations and two unknown. We have to solve it for finding the x and y. Can you solve? Or whether this can be solved? Students, surely we can solve this, but solving this is not easy. Just bear with me. How we are solving such equation you can get? 5x plus 4y is equals to 35. Students, from this, what we have to do? We have to find the value of y now. So this implies कोई बच्चा करेगा ही नहीं इसे, वो थक के यहीं पे छोड़ देता है, इसीलिए क्वेश्चन को ऑलवेज फर्स्ट मेथड से सॉल्व करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. Let us substitute this y in this equation. What we are going to get? So the y will get converted in the term of x. Is it easy? तो स्टूडेंट्स, आपके लेवल में तो बहुत ही ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट लग रहा होगा, बट इतना डिफिकल्ट है नहीं यदि आप मैथमेटिक्स को समझते हैं तो. स्टूडेंट्स, let us consider the question number 10 of exercise 7.1. Find the relation between x and y such that the point xy is equidistant from point 3, 6, minus 3 and 4. Draw the rough diagram. Consider this point P, xy. This is equidistant from the point A. Let us consider this A as 3, 6. Same as the same length from the point, other point, maybe anywhere, B, which is minus 3, 4. Here it is given that P is equidistant, means whatever this length AP, the same as PB. So according to question, this P is equidistant. So AP is equals to PB. Students, when they are equal, we may also take this as AP square is equals to PB square. If we are writing this as the square, then a square root can be left. So this AP is calculated by under root, I am taking this one, 3 minus x or x minus 3 square plus y minus 6 square is equals to the under root PB as x minus of minus 3 become x plus 3 square plus y minus of 4 square. That's all. Student, to solve this, we have to square this, and on squaring, this square root will get cancelled. That's why we may directly take AP square plus PB square, and we can directly write like that. And we can directly write like this without a square root. Students, now we have to simplify this. All these are the whole square. We have to use the formula of a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square. It becomes x square plus b square is 3 square is 9, then minus 2ab, 2x into 3. 2 3s are 6x. Break this. Y square plus 6 square is 36 minus 2 into y into 6. 6 2s are 12 y. On the right hand side, we have this x square plus 3 square is 9 plus 2 into x into 3 is 3 2s are 6 x, then this term plus y square plus 4 square is 16 plus, no, it is minus, so minus 2 into y into 4, so 4 2s are 8 y. Now we have to solve this. This x square is getting y square and y square is getting. Students, just collect it. It become 9 and this 36. We can add them. It become 45 minus of this is x and y, 6x minus of 12y. On right hand side we have this 9 and 16. We may add them, or this 9 may be cancelled as it is. A student, if we are cancelling this 9, then even no need to do anything. So what remains is the 36, and on this side it is our 16 plus 6x minus of 8y. Students, let us simplify this further, or bring this x on this left hand side, or all this x and y and this number on left hand side, a linear equation that we will get. This is our 6x and 6x. This is positive, this is negative. So minus of 12x, minus of 12y, minus of 8. So this minus will become plus while it is brought on the left hand side. So it is minus 12 plus of 8 minus of 4y. A student, bring this 16 on the left hand side. So 36 minus 16, it becomes plus of 20 is equals to 0. That's all. A student, negative sign can be cancelled by taking it outside. So 12x plus 4y plus, in place of plus now it becomes minus, because minus we are taking as the common and that we are dividing on this side. So it becomes minus of 20 is equals to 0. Even in all of these 4 are common, we can write 4 3s are 12. So 3x plus the 4 is taken out, y, and 4 5s are is equals to 0. What is left? Dividing this 4 on the denominator of this 0, it becomes 3x plus y minus 5 is equals to 0. Isn't it answer?